everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark. Today I want to talk about how to get the best deals while shopping on Poshmark. There are so many tips that you should follow to make sure that you're getting the best deals and saving the most money. And I've actually talked to a bunch of buyers of Poshmark that didn't know these tricks, so I definitely wanted to share these with you guys in case you were a buyer on the platform or in case you were a seller and you wanted to start buying on the platform. These are tips that you definitely want to remember as a buyer. And if this is something that you like, please feel free to like it so I know, and make sure you're subscribed so you see new reselling content every single week. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first tip to make sure that you're getting the best deal on Poshmark is to just send offers. So unlike a store or any actual business like that, you can't send offers to the website. You can only buy it full price or unless they have a sale going on. But with Poshmark, you can send an offer to a potential seller to then make sure that you can get a deal that you are willing to pay. So this is really good because a lot of the times sellers are willing to negotiate their prices a little bit, and especially if it's an item that has been sitting for a while for them. So it's really good to be able to send an offer, and then you can kind of go back and forth. You can counter, they can counter, you guys can meet somewhere in the middle. But if you don't send an offer and you just buy it at full price, you could be missing out on really good savings. And as a seller myself, I'm very willing to accept offers, assuming they are reasonable. So if you send a reasonable counter to their original listing price, they might accept it or they might counter at their lowest. It just depends. But you never know until you actually try and send an offer out. So how you do this is you just kind of click on the listing and then there's a way to send out offer, and then you can kind of send out your price. And if they are willing to accept it, they'll accept it. If not, then they'll counter, and then you can, go back and forth unless you are willing to accept their price that they last sent out. Another way to save while shopping on Poshmark is just to use the bundle feature if you're gonna buy multiple items. Given that Poshmark shipping is not cheap, it's like over $7 at this point, and it actually only just keeps going up every year, it's really important to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck by only paying for shipping once. And as a seller, I've had multiple people buy from me with separate orders, paying for shipping twice. And it just is a little crazy, but a lot of the times a buyer doesn't actually know that you can bundle. So make sure as a buyer you are bundling your items if you have multiple items that you like from a seller. You can't bundle multiple items from different sellers in one order, but you can bundle multiple items from a certain seller. And a lot of times sellers have, multiples of different sizes that you would need, or tops and bottoms, or matching, outfits. So definitely look around in their shop, or you can even ask them if they have something else that you are looking for. And you can filter their profile based on like your size or your style to see if you can find anything else you like. But before you check out and before you pay $7 for shipping multiple times, definitely see if there's anything else that you can find that you would want to get the most bang for your buck. And also something with this is just making sure that you check out their whole page before you check out, because a lot of the times people will check out and then realize and then it's too late to cancel. So definitely check it out beforehand, and you never know, there might be something else that you were looking for, or there might be something that you can gift to somebody. But this is just a better way to save on shipping. So the third way to save while shopping on Poshmark is just to make sure that you are buying things that you know are going to work for you. Because Poshmark is a secondhand platform and because there are no returns, it's very important to make sure that you know what you're buying, unless you're willing to just, relist it and reposh it. But a lot of the times people that are buying things aren't necessarily looking to post them themselves. They're just looking to shop for themselves. So the important thing to do is make sure you ask all the important questions. Ask the measurements, ask the sizing, ask the fit, and make sure that the item doesn't have flaws, or if you don't care about the flaws, make sure you confirm that ahead of time. And just make sure you're asking any important questions, such as even material, if you have like allergies to something, because a lot of the times it's really hard because you can't actually feel the item like you would if you were in a store. So you don't know if it's going to be a texture you like or a fit that you like. So make sure you ask those questions, because these are really important things and you can't really go back once, you place the order. And a lot of the times I've had people, they purchased something from me and then they've said, oh, it doesn't fit me, can I return it? And Poshmark has a no return policy. The only time that like something like that would work is if, you know, the seller was not really open with like a flaw, or they weren't accurate with their description. But that's a whole different story, and that's not always the case. So I just highly recommend being careful with, you know, making sure you know what you're buying, making sure you're asking all the questions, and making sure you know that the item is going to fit you, especially if it's a brand that you don't normally shop. I've had several buyers along the way come to me saying that, you know, the item didn't fit in the way that they normally fit into certain sizing. And what I say to that is every brand is different. So a 6 in one brand can be 2 in another brand, and so forth. So it's really important to make sure, if it's a brand that you're not familiar with, that you've never shopped for before, make sure you ask how does this fit, and ask for measurements. Or potentially, if it's a secondhand piece, a lot of the times you run the risk of an item shrinking in the wash depending on the material. So it's very important to ask that critical question so you don't get stuck with an item that's not going to work for you. This next one is a tip that you might not know if you are just a buyer on the platform. If you are a seller as well, then you might know about this, but there's a thing called closet clear out that happens typically on the weekends. I think it starts either Thursday or Friday night, and it continues mostly into Sunday. And this is just a way that if you liked an item and the seller will lower the discount, lower the price by a certain amount, I think it's like 10%, you'll get a notification saying, you know, the price has been lowered on this item that you are interested in, get it now for discounted shipping. And this is a great way to save because you're getting it for discounted shipping. I think it's normally around $4.99, which is great because that's, you know, a couple dollars off your shipping. And so this is a way for both the buyer and the seller to win. I know, like, when I'm a seller and I send out discounts with discounted shipping, I actually am losing because I have to pay for that discounted shipping that I'm providing. But in Closet Clearout, it's actually Poshmark that's covering it. So both the buyer and the seller are actually, you know, working out in this favor, and they're actually getting a good deal. The seller is making more money and the buyer is paying less money. So I think that is the best of both worlds in this case. So definitely take advantage of Closet Clearout, and make sure that on the weekends you're asking your sellers about the Closet Clearout and if they are willing to lower their price for you. This is a great way to, you know, save on shipping, and a lot of buyers just don't know that it exists. And again, this is only on the weekends. Sometimes they do it during the week, like they extend it, but it's mainly just on the weekends. So if you're gonna be shopping on the platform, maybe shopping on the weekends is your best opportunity to do that. And the final tip I have for you is just make sure you're taking advantage of sellers that run specials or deals. A lot of sellers will actually run like a name your price sale, or like accepting offers sale, or like buy one get one free sale. There's so many different sales out there that sellers will run. And I know it's like hard to, you can't really like search this on Poshmark, but you could definitely go to a seller's page. Say for example, there's an item that you like from a certain seller. You can go to their page and see if they're running any sales. And also, if they're not necessarily listing that, you could also ask them in the bundle. You can message them and say, hey, I was wondering if you were running any sales. I'm really interested in this piece. Would love to buy from you. Let me know. And a lot of the times they'll be willing to at least just send you a discount on the item, or maybe they're willing to say, yeah, I would be willing to do a buy one get one free, and then you can get a free piece out of it. So definitely take advantage of this. I know me, I always have like 2 little banners on the top of my page saying like accepting offers, or like a name your price kind of thing. And so I'm always open for offers, but I know a lot of sellers don't necessarily put that there, because then it's, you know, it's more inviting to send offers as a buyer. But I think it's just helpful to do, and I think you can definitely take advantage of this. And I think it's a good way to save money, because again, it's saving money on a way that you didn't think that you could. You know, you don't necessarily have to send an offer to them, but you can see if they are willing to negotiate a little bit by, you know, giving you another item or something like that. So this is just another way to do it. It's kind of similar to the sending offers, but it's not really, you're not sending the offer, you're just asking them if they are running any sales or specials. And a lot of the times sellers are doing that. And I've actually seen recently, like, you know, when sales are slow on the platform, a lot of sellers try to run specials. So I think it's definitely worth, you know, looking into to see if a seller is running a special or not. So these are my 5 tips on how to save money while shopping on Poshmark and how to get the most bang for your buck. These are things that you might not know if you are only a seller or if you are selling and buying. They're just things that, you know, are really important to know to keep in mind on the platform. And I think it really goes a long way to save money, especially because you are already shopping secondhand, so you're already getting good deals to begin with. But you can also save way more money, and especially with the discounted shipping thing, because shipping, again, like I said, is really overpriced, and it's unfortunate, but it's just the way that it is because it covers, you know, flat rate up to £5, so they kind of have to have it overpriced. But if you're just buying like a shirt and you're paying $7 for shipping, it kind of adds up very quickly. And so just a good way to get extra money or to, you know, get extra savings is to just do these things, and you won't realize how much money you're actually saving, especially if you are an avid Poshmark shopper. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know down below if you have any other ways that you like to save money while shopping on, you know, Poshmark. And I would love to, you know, hear those down below. But if you are interested in seeing more videos, I have a ton. I have a huge playlist that I can also link up here. If you want to see the things that you shouldn't do on the platform, including what will get you banned on the platform, click right here. And if you also want to see the new features of Poshmark that were released recently at PoshFest, click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.